Hello, hello, hello. It's your girl Malika K. Courtney, and I'm here to bring you episode 96 of SXP Metamorphosis 365. Can you believe it? We are rocking episode 96. I am quite excited to be with you, and I've just realized that I ain't putting nobody's headphones on, so y'all gonna catch it on the real and the raw. I am gonna wait for a mic check. So, hey, how are you doing? What's going on? What's going on in your world? Bam, bam. Wow, I pull up my notes. Hey, you can hear me well, that's dope. So I would like to put my headphones on, but I think I'm gonna leave it. If there's any extra, then you just let me know feedback or anything and I will put them on. Hello, partner. What's going on? So, hey y'all. How has your week been? Happy Tuesday to you. I'm gonna sit back and get a and a woosah to get us started with. Now we're gonna start like we always start with that mystical magical gratitude. It is primary and necessary. I don't find that it's an option. I believe that every day, at some point in your day, turning to gratitude is it's a must, and regardless. So I'm gonna tell on myself today. Yeah, I had definitely my day started pretty simply. You know, it was kind of simple. I had some issues with dear darling Amazon, and it's not the first, second, third, fourth, fifth time, sixth time, blah blah. It's an occurrence, but even with that, and it irritated y'all. I was frustrated, and because it makes no sense to me that something that was put in place to be convenient is so inconvenient. Yeah, I do appreciate James. I do appreciate the team over at Amazon who moved to quickly resolve the issue. Part of it was resolved in the sense of I got my things. The other part was when I got my things, the spaghetti sauce was popped open and all of them were the things. So pointless, right? Okay, so that type of frustration is an irritation because it's time. And either how, regardless of the irritation and frustration of that during my day, guess what I know to do? I know to be grateful. I'm grateful that there is a convenience that normally saves time for folks in ordering this. In this particular case, it was groceries. So I am grateful that we have those systems in place. I'm looking forward to them improving. We'll say it that way. So gratitude is a must. It's a must. It's a must. I generally start my day. I generally get back to meditation, and then I also just when I'm done with the rah, 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 I know to touch back into gratitude. So that's why we having this long behind telling myself story time right now, just to course correct and help folks see how it is possible. And that's not the only thing that was occurring this morning. A lot of things occurred today, but at the same time, it is still possible to be grateful, to show some gratitude. And I will show some gratitude to my Sunshine Crowdmo, who I absolutely freaking love. And she connected me with blast music when I first began podcasting. And because of her, we are on episode, count them up, episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 96. Because no, we're not counting 96. I am considering doing a kid show though, y'all, for the wee babies, and encouraging them in their primary learning. So if you got little ones, keep your eyes out. It'll be on my channel. It'll just be another podcast. I'll do it that way. I think I have to learn the rules because I definitely believe in abiding by that. I want to respect YouTube and all of the things that it is there. And let me say shout out to YouTube, like to be able to come and push a button, press a title, and then hop on here and have these conversations as I agreed to or promised to, gave my word that I would do. I'm really grateful. I'm grateful for YouTube. And I got to spend YouTube's 20th birthday with some awesome YouTubers. And it's just great people. Thank you to Sugar and Say Car for that invitation and the celebration and the pens and the ball and all the fun stuff that came with it and the food, yada yada. So skyboxes, the whole nine of it, yada yada. Great time. So happy birthday, way down the road to YouTube. Thank you. Okay, so tonight we are talking about fidelity, y'all, and it's such an interesting topic. I have had countless conversations this week, y'all, about relationships, about mindset. Even in the mastermind, I drew the question out for the people: why do you want to be loved? And it wasn't just in the vein of romantic love, but many people chose to answer from that door because it is such a wide, welcoming door. And revolving at that, like folks go into and out of relationships, and you're born into relationships. Literally, one of the primary things that you are, poof, you're here. And yes, I am in the clear or clarity of some folks are up for adoption. Some folks are in a situation where they cannot be with their family that they were born into. Gotcha. For those who were lucky enough to be placed into family, you have that family. For those who are still in the system, my heart goes out to you. And keep your head up, keep growing, keep learning, keep living. There's more and better to come. So, folks, it is time to do what I like to call introspection. I believe in getting the words across. I will crush a couple of words together just to make the point clear. I had to lift the light on that thing so I could see well, y'all. I don't know who keeps shrinking these letters. That's what we're gonna call it, because ain't nobody put on no glasses, right? All right, family. All right. So I want to point out a few things when it comes to fidelity. I will let you go get your dictionary, you whip it out, and you get your search down and get back onto the etymology of that thing, and then forward yourself forward, path through your relationships, map you and how you behave in your relating, map how you behave with your family, map how you've behaved in romantic relationships if you've had them, map how you behave on your job. These are all relationships. Map how you treat your grocery store people, map how you treat your customer service people, because I definitely gave somebody the business today. Definitely did. And map those things out, like understand who you are, what you need, how you respond, what your triggers are, where your irritation comes, what the frustration looks like, because all of that plays into needs and desires too, into your fidelity, okay? And I am not talking about just sexual exclusivity, like for folks who want to just put the pin in that. I have not shared my penis or vagina with another person when I'm in a relationship. That is not the all-encompassing of fidelity, people. So we're going to have a mature look, okay? So I figured I would like to start with some framing. I think that's probably the best way to start. Emotional fidelity, okay? Emotions. Who gets your vulnerability? Do you have people in your life that you could really take your hair down, act all the way out, be fully and wholly yourself with? Have you taken time to create, craft, build, and maintain those relationships where when something occurs, you can pop on the phone and be like, hey, listen, this is what occurred, and this is how I'm feeling, and this is what I'm thinking. And all of it, even the nasty, sticky, rude, dirty, possibly wanting to hide type of things, do you have it in you to be emotionally vulnerable? Ooh, less metal. Sometimes I find that, and this is over the course of conversations with clients and folks and friends and family, sometimes I find that many are willing to share, right? They want to give the topical of what's occurring, of what they're feeling, how they're thinking, how they're responding. They want to paint themselves in a wonderful light. They want to hit their hero archetype. They want to hit the queen archetypes, the princess archetypes. They don't want to move into their villain, okay, into the shadow side of life and things. Who are you? Are you able to move into your shadow comfortably and be exactly who you are? Villain, knives out, teeth out, fairy godmother, forgiven, just whoever it is that you are. Do you have relationships in place where you can practice? Because this is my encouragement. This is that movement, that coaching guide part of it, where you can practice your emotional fidelity, practice your honesty, practice your truth telling. And here's something to be said. I am also aware that many people do not even have language for their emotions. I encourage you to get some language for your emotions. There's more than happy and mad and sad. There's more. It is wonderful to go in and understand the full wheel of emotions that is available to you. Look up the emotional wheel, take a screenshot, begin to think through it in it and pay attention and map your life. I'm doing a journal where I'll be about that scientist life. I want to learn something about myself, and then we know to measure. Let me write this down. Write this down. I'm going to do it over a period of time. 90 days is this one. And over the period of time, I'm going to learn more about myself and how I'm thinking, responding, being with this one set of particular things, okay? I encourage you to do the same if you are on that quest, because I know everybody ain't on the quest to know themselves. But I encourage you, if you open this podcast to do, I encourage you to do that, because you will be a more effective you, possibly a more peaceful you too, a more settled in your skin you. And again, that speaks to your fidelity. If you are not able to be with yourself emotionally, if you are not able to get your vulnerability in, your sexual fidelity comes into play, your mental fidelity comes into play, integrity. That's a tap dance that a lot of folks want to tap dance around what occupies. Okay. Tie it together. I'm going to be here for a minute for my note takers. 2 seconds it is. All right. So we're going to talk grown folk talk today, okay? When it comes to sexual fidelity, where does your erotic energy live? There are folks who are in relationship who are not even honest with their partners about their sexual orientation. Damn. To be in a relationship where you are not comfortable saying, hey, listen, I'm bisexual, poly, asexual, pick your wheel, again with the wheels, all right? Wherever you fall on it, if you are in a relationship where you find that either that you're not free to explore who you are, or you know who you are and you just hiding it out from the other person that you with, where's your integrity? Get the picture? So again, with the fidelity needs to start with self first. You know what I mean? Before you can call someone else into the accountability thereof, you have to start with you. Calling yourself into account, measuring yourself by the stick that you would love to whip out and measure for someone else eventually if you don't have someone else. And if you have someone that you're probably measuring them by currently, all right? So this is just opportunity. I'm meddling a little bit. It's a little bit. Okay. Where does your erotic energy live? There are folks who have fantasies, who would like to try wonderful sexual things, but unable to or afraid to open the mouth and say that to a partner. And what does that lead to? It leads to sneaky lying things, right? Hiding in is a waste. It's unnecessary, because most folks will find you will get an honest answer. Bring it to your partner. Your honest answer will be yes or it will be no. Period. Can you take a yes? Can you take a no? And can you take a maybe? Or tell me more? Isn't that fair? Isn't it fair to be honest in a relationship and say, hey, listen, this is what I would like. I want to try threesome. I want to try foursome. I want to do this. I'm open to poly. I'm open to group. I'm open to monogamy. Whatever it is that you are open to, be honest, right? And then when you say that's what you're open to, let it be true. All right. So these are the admonishments, if you will. All right. Notes. I gotta keep my notes so I stay on track. Stay focused, y'all. Your actions and your values. It is important that they are congruent. Your actions and your values. You don't want to work in the stated ones. Let's be clear, because some folks are not even open about their values. It's so important to have an honest conversation, like y'all, especially my grown people who are still doing 2-year-old stuff. Knock it off. It's talk time, communication time, and how you're relating. Now I'm talking romantic stuff and otherwise. Right now we're peddling or I don't even know if I'm sure that words, but we're tinkering and then titling into both those words all sound crazy. Either way, into the sexual fidelity. All right, so more romantic relationship, but let's look at it outside of that, because it all pours over into other cups. How about your work? No, please do not be having sex at work. I'm not saying that. I am saying that when you are at work, you may have these desires and ideas to progress, to improve, to add to, and are you sitting there secretly hiding and silent and resentful because you didn't open your mouth and communicate? To be thought of. Again, I am just meddling, and causing thought. This is for you to go and think about after in length. We only have a short amount of time here together, and I do my best to spark personal conversation that causes growth. Fair enough. I hear giggles. Yay. I get to play when I'm done here with you guys. All right. Do your actions match your values? We touched it already. And then for clarity, I had a conversation, Jesus, with some folks who were newly married. And I've had, let's tell us the bigger picture. The bigger picture looks like this. I've interviewed over 100 couples. And I told you I'm about that scientist mind. I want to know. And there were specific questions that I asked. And these were folks who were married for a while, not newlywed. I take it back. I did talk to some newlyweds too, what their expectations were, okay? But the folks who were married for a bit and seasoned in their marriage, I want to know why it worked. What did you do that was awesome? What did you do that worked, that would work, not just for you, for anyone else that you would offer advice to if they asked? And consistently, like 98% of the time, it was communication. Communication. All right. For the folks who are seeking to be married, because we're touching back into relationships, romantic, right? And then I do understand that some marriages are arranged. It is not about the romance, it's about the marriage, okay? Cool. When it comes to your values, getting married doesn't automatically create your values. When you get married, you need to get together and discuss what your values are and then collectively come to a decision that this is going to be your values as a couple. See what I'm saying? Back to the fidelity, back to the communication. I am sewing for you. We're a little stitch, okay? Sew it together, picture. It's not optional for people who want to stay married. Let's say it like that. I think that's fair to say it that way. So your character is what comes next. So you got your fidelity. We're moving through fidelity. We'll keep touching back to that, your communication. All right. And then your character. So the character is what sustains everything. The character, your character, who you build yourself to be. If you choose to be an integral, and it's going to ride on your character. Literally. Like, can you give a word and keep your word? Are you capable of that? And if you have to not keep your word, are you mature enough to return and say something different? And we'll take it across the board. We'll go family, we'll go work, we'll go back to the romantic relationships. Family. You got a sister or brother, cousin or mommy, or auntie, uncle, father. And you have given your word that, hey, listen, I'm going to come over there. I'm going to do this, XYZ. I'll be there at this time. And that is the plan. That is the plan for 3 whole months. And then when that time comes around, something occurs, maybe 2, 3, 4 days before it. Do you have the wherewithal in you to be like, hold up, I gave my word that I was going to be here. I need to communicate with that person and say, hey, listen, this is not going to happen in the manner that I thought it would. And if you have a workaround, then you figure out that workaround and you make it work, right? Is that the type of character and value you stand on? Or are you limp noodle biscuit? Oh, I can't do it. And I've seen that stiff neck response before. I just can't. Okay, that's fine. You can't. But are you a keeper and a holder of your word? Have you the ability to open your mouth and let the other person know, respectfully, I can't do this? Same thing at work. You take on all these projects, or you assign all these projects, and you're busting your butt to get these things done. You got a queue and a stack on your desk that looks retarded, and you don't want a part of it. Okay, what are you doing? Are you just hiding in resentment? Are you working on your anger? Are you just refusing? There's no integrity, there's no communication, there's no fidelity of your work present? Or are you able to open your mouth and, hey, say, listen, I need help with this. This is too much. I can't do anything about this. I've done this brick of work here. I can't touch this. This hour blocked out for this, and this is done, but that ain't gonna get done. I need help. Are you able to open your face and let it come out your mouth without feeling away, like without judging yourself negatively because you need help? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing. Nothing. And then to move back into the romantic thought, simple stuff. I find that it is the simple things that folks be fighting over, and it blows my mind. Simple stuff like housework, money, house money, who's picking up what, grocery runs, like stuff that doesn't bode argument. But you're holding on to private resentments. You're hiding feelings. You're hiding desires. You're hiding need, and then expecting the other person involved to read your mind and know what you need or know what you want, and all the things that really just suck. And we can hit the equal on it. That behavior plus that behavior equals suck. Okay. Are you able to look at your mirror and be like, sucks to suck, let me do better? Okay, this is a time where I choose that I'm going to communicate. This is a time where okay, fine. I said, I'm gonna do the dishes, let me go do the dishes. Not half-assed, but wholeheartedly. Or I'm gonna pick up this one, I'm gonna pick Shorty up from school, or we'll take them to the thing, or I'll be there for this performance, I'll be there for the game, I'll be there for the match, I'll be there for whatever you gave your word to. All right, so these are the things that build or break. And that's what we're talking about it. Growth podcast, growth podcast. Welcome to SXP, Metamorphosis 365. That's what we do around here. We talk about the things that help us grow and mature, that we expand in our ability to communicate, and that we expand in our character, and that we highlight and reinforce and maintain our values as we move through a thing. Period. Right? Okay, let's move. I'm giving you a minute to breathe, because I know some of it can be pokey, but it's not intended to be. It's intended to be the toadstools. You know, like boop, bounce on that one, stand on that one, you're out of the water. Boop, higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher. A place to stand, a place to build, a place to grow, and we can all use that, whether we are very well rhythmed in our habits of integrity, very well rhythmed in our habits of communication and character and value, we still can grow. We can maintain and increase. Maintain and increase. Does that mean you need to add 24 more values to your value system? I'm not saying that, but I am saying that you can evaluate your value systems, that you can test the mettle of them, that you can add questions and decide, once you've weighed it out, research, otherwise prayer, that this is for me and that this is working for me. I am a person who believes that you can, some values need to be looked at. And folks do well to identify the parameters of their values. This is a kind way to say it. And make sure that what they're stating is actually what it is. Okay. And if you look at the country right now, State of the Union address is going on right now. What union? Quit playing, quit playing, quit playing. So this is the underlying thought. Like, okay, what's your state? What you doing with you? How are you growing? Okay, smile for you while I'm fussing and teaching and loving. All right. I'm scooting through certain things. There's certain things I want to share, certain things I don't. I want to get to the questions. I think that it is helpful to offer questions that you can reflect on. And I encourage you to come back through here and press the mystical, magical replay button as often as you need to. There's this pause feature. Listen, 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 pause. Write your notes, answer the questions. Work it through. It doesn't have to be just a listen and go. Eat this food. It's definitely not milk. So I understand that if it's too much, you need milk still. You may find some milk at the beginning episodes, not too much, because this is a meat type of situation, meat and potatoes, all right? But you're welcome here and get the concepts and the theories. Go ahead and listen, get those down, and then come back when you're ready. But for those who are ready, eat and grow. Question time. I thought it all, I don't think I'm gonna shape that, because this is grown folks I'm talking to. I'm not talking to kids. So here go. Are you capable of monogamy? I'm gonna run through the questions. When I feel unseen, do I seek attention or initiate the repairs? All right. If you pissed off, you feeling invisible, you mad, you feeling unseen. Are you bratting it out, seeking attention, or are you initiating a repair? And then initiating a repair, there's a caveat to that. Some folks screw the pooch and want to move immediately into initiating a repair without pausing to understand what occurred. I don't advise that either. All right. I advise taking the time that it takes. You ain't gotta lay in it, you ain't gotta wallow. But take the time that it takes to understand what occurred and then how or which repair to initiate. That's gonna make the difference. Okay, move. Do I equate attraction with obligation to explore it? Does that mean everything that you are attracted to, you must go talk to it, you must hear it, you must smell it, you must spend time with it? Know yourself. Like, honestly, that is something that I don't know that many people take time to pay attention to. And I'm not going to, I ain't your mama. I'm your big sis around here. So how you move is how you move, but I do want your awareness peaked. And I'd love for you to understand how you move because it will answer the questions of your life for you. All right, let's keep it moving. Can I tolerate sexual and emotional boredom without sabotage? And I love the conversation I had about boredom in a oh man, it was a great conversation. And I was informed about said boredom, which it blew my mind because as an adult, and this is just my training, my home training was bored. What does that mean to be bored? And we were instructed in my household, if you made the mistake of popping off that word, you immediately had several things to do that you might not want to do. So I was trained in selecting if I felt a lull in something, I could choose and decide what I was about to do to entertain myself. All right, and let me add the last pin on that really clearly. Without sabotage, so I did not go entertain myself with stuff that was about to get my butt spanked or doing madness. Nah, take it to the adult stage. Folks who are bored in relationships, they slick off into lies. They slick off into porn, relationships, emotional cheating, physical, literally sharing their bodies with someone else other than their partners, things like this. Like that's the sabotage end of things. So this is literally an opportunity to be honest. Some people are capable of monogamy, some people are not, and we find the evidence in that in the rate of divorce, the reasons offered in divorce, the insane amount of cheating, dishonesty. Okay, we're going to reduce it to the truth of it was not standing in fidelity, not standing in values that were stated, not standing in integrity, not standing in character. Get it? Okay, let's keep going. Do I communicate my dissatisfaction before it turns to secrecy? We've been talking about the secrecy, and that's a sabotage tool. All right. So, can you communicate your dissatisfaction clearly, concisely? Training. Some folks are not able to. Some people need to talk for 6 hours before they get to the point. I am not one who will listen for 6 hours. For you to get the point, that ain't me. So it is important that if you really want to communicate, know who you're communicating with and understand their style of communication. And then two, as an adult, mature. Mature your listening ears, mature your level of conversation and ability to communicate, your dissatisfaction. It is interesting to communicate dissatisfaction over festivity, darling. Let's make that distinction. You mad? Okay. That I'm sure is communicated before any conversations begin, right? Dissatisfaction. Can you reduce the output of your emotion? Okay, over emoting, sabotage. Under emoting, sabotage. Let's get it somewhere in the middle. Okay, and that is family, that is workplace, and that is romantic relationship. Get it somewhere in the middle. Yeah, we be pissed off about stuff. Yeah, we be mad. But don't you have something you want to communicate? Wouldn't you like to not find yourself at that same point for the same reason one more again? Because you refuse to learn the lesson, you refuse to grow? Why? Okay, let's keep going. Smile for you, don't be mad. Okay. Do. Am I faithful to my own commitments in non-romantic areas? Get the question. Take it with you. Explore. Are you faithful in the simple stuff? Simple stuff like sweeping your floor, making your bed, maintaining your meditation habits. Anything. Set your calendar up, setting your food plan. Are you faithful in your non-romantic areas? Because everything is tied. You can look at one and find it in the other. You can look at the other and find it in the one. Because you are who you are. These are all habits. I kid you not. You can literally peel the top off of all the labels of the places that you find these actions in, and it's all going to boil down to your habits. And yes, I've taught about habits. Go find that podcast. Go binge. You got 96 episodes of SXP Metamorphosis 365 podcast. Growth podcast. Grow. No excuses. All right. Well, let's keep it moving. Do you enjoy depth or do you thrive on pursuit? That is a wonderful question for my folks who find themselves hungry, for my folks who find that they get bored. Because the answer is in the question, I kid you not. And I don't want to make it seem that simple, but honest to God, it can be. So I encourage you to sit and explore these questions with yourself because you will learn more about you. Do you thrive on the pursuit? And once you have conquered that pursuit, now you're bored. Know yourself. And quit playing with people's lives and hearts. Let's go. Let's move it. I thought it fair to also address the folks, and that can address the questions that we've covered so far, can address the singles, the marrieds, whomever. Like, move it around down the dial, up and down, 0 to 12. Up to you, okay? 0 being low heat, 12 being move it around as you need to, okay? Let's talk to the dating folks and let's talk to the married folks real quick. Do I know my attachment style? Did you know that you have one? Yes, darling, you have an attachment style. Go find yours. Know what it is, and then you will see yourself a little bit more clearly. You will understand your relationships, past and present, and you will have a clue for any future ones. I encourage you to go understand your attachment style. I can't say that enough, like, honest to God. Go do that. If you don't do nothing else, do that, all right? Have you healed your resentments from past relationships? Have you sat down to take an inventory of what those were? Or are you down the road already? I have wonderful, wonderful people in my life, and I've gotten to see many stages of relationships. From zero, smarm, and honeymoon to, oh my God, we're married, we got babies, we're down the road, married 50 freaking plus years, right? Which is beautiful to me. I think it's wonderful for those who are in it, and they win it, and they sit together, and they do the thing, and they learn, build, and grow. It is wonderful. And then I'm also seeing the honeymoon and the lovey-dovey and the crash out and burn. Okay? And that's not as pretty. It's just not. But the lessons are still good. All right? The lessons are still good. So have you sat down to understand what resentments were present at the end of past relationships? Because if you really haven't sat down to do that, guess what? They're still present in you. And the next person that you choose or get to love and decide to be with is gonna have to deal with that. So, all right, get you a pen and paper. Write it down. 15 minutes a day, you should be writing 15 minutes a day, pen and paper hand. 15 minutes a day at least, get you some writing in. And That's a health tip, but anyway, it does help so much just to get it out of your body. Business begins in the body. All of the business begins in the body. To get it out of your body in front of you and read it and address it. You want to address it mentally. You want to address it physically because it's hiding and living in your body. All the pointing for the secrecy was to get to this point. All that is in your body. It all begins in you. It lives in you, it resides in you, it eases in you, it hides in you. All of this is you. It's a you game, all right? So if you win you, i.e., the awareness, the pursuing, the introspection, the measuring, the effort to understand what your values are, what your character is, how your communication style looks and expresses. Like these are the efforts to know you better. Yep. Forward. Do you desire partnership or do you want to be rescued? Pick a side. Do you want a partner or do you want a rescuer? Pick a side. Some folks want a victim too. Like literally some folks need that in their life. That's what they've trained themselves to. All right. So who are you? Find out. Answer. This way you know how you're moving and you can correct accordingly or maintain accordingly, depending upon where you're at. All right. Can you forgive without weaponizing your memory? Are you able to forgive people? And it is not a rushing. I am in no way rushing folks to get past your resentments. I'm not rushing you, but I am encouraging you to start the journey if you haven't. And if you have started the journey and you find that you've stalled out, why? Answer it. Like, do not just leave it sitting there. Oh, I'm bitter. I had somebody look me in my face and told me she was fit to be bitter. And when a damn thing, I say, I ain't fighting you for your mess. I am a licensed life coach, and I let all my clients know at the game, I'm not fighting you for your mess. Now, if you want to let it go, if you would like to grow and heal and feel something better, I'm right here. But if you want to sit in your sickness and your stank and your bitterness, be my guest. Over there, though. Like, for real. Okay, these are words to the wise and warning. All right, so let's go. So can you forgive without weaponizing memory? And here is an extra clue, an extra little gold on that. It is that we add the meaning to everything that occurs in our life. When something happens, we are defining it. We are saying exactly what it is, exactly what it meant, exactly what occurred. And here goes the truth. I hear one side, I hear the other side. The truth is somewhere in the middle because we are all operating from our own lens and we all have that inner chatter. Just be blah, 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 blah when something goes on. And we want to add the why it happened. We want to add all what the person was thinking sometimes. Folks will go far. And if you are not an intuit, back up. How do you know? Okay? And I said no shade to my intuits and my empaths. I said no shade because sometimes we pick it up in the spirit. I get it. Same times, let people express. And even some things, a lot of times there's things that I literally hear in spirit and I am very well aware of the truth. I'm going to ask anyway. That is kindness. That is maturity. I'm going to ask anyway. See what I'm saying? Ask your questions. It ain't always what you think it is. And then when you're working through your memories, it is not for you to make them a bat to beat somebody over the head. It is for you to release, to be honest, to let this shit go. That is truly what it is for. But sometimes there's some working that must occur in order for you to be able to let it go. And I respect that. All right. Do your work. Is that fair to ask? Because I think it is. I think it's very fair to ask you to do your work and to work through those memories and let them be that. Let them be memories. You can create some new ones. I encourage you that. You can make some new memories. You can set ease to the memories that exist too, so that you can have your peace back and your forward back. And that is whether it was job memories, whether it was family memories, whether it was romantic memories, marital memories, divorce, widower memories, all these things. There's so much movement in life is beautiful. I thank God for relationships. How now that I could see being boring. If you have nobody out of all these 8 billion people running around the planet, I hope you have at least somebody to talk to play with, to joke with, to laugh with, to fart and scratch with, however it moves for you. I hope you got at least 3 good people. And if you don't, get to work. 3, that's not a whole lot. 3. There are 3 people that you could love, that you could be kind to, that you could let in, that you could let know you, that you could take time to get to know and to love. Share a sandwich, share some lemonade or tea. I bet you could do it. I bet you can. Okay, moving. When choosing folks, are you choosing out of clarity or are you choosing out of loneliness? There's a whole book I wrote, I'm telling, poems and stories to help ease the lonely mind. And it truly has that in mind. I've met so many folks, and I thank God for that, who were just willing to open up and say, hey, I'm lonely. It's wonderful to be honest. And it's also wonderful to explore how you got there. How did you get there? There was a time in life where I had that clarity moment. I was like, damn, I feel lonely. And I had to explore, why was I feeling lonely? Because I kid you not, I had some wonderful people around me, like some dope people who I was interacting with like pretty freaking regularly. And I'm like, hold up, let's explore this feeling, sensation, emotion. Let's track it down to, boop, what's the core? All right. So if you find that you're feeling lonely, again, this points back to your fidelity. This points back to your integrity. It points back to your habits, your character, your values. Why? What is that about? Explore it. Don't blame it. Don't judge it. Don't hide from it, run or push it away or welcome it in like clothes. Nah, let it be as it is. The same way you approach the memory. Let it be as it is. And joyfully, confidently, boldly explore it and then speak the truth to it. What I ended up doing in that moment, and understand what I was feeling and what the need was. What did I need? What did I desire in that moment? What was it? And so when I got to the bottom of that, I was like, oh, okay. And then how do I resolve that emotion? Should I choose to? And I did the things to dissolve it, not just resolve, but to dissolve. So again, there's much more to say about many of the things that I've shared, but the time we have is the time we have, and it's important to get this to you so you can do your work. If you know that you would prefer a one-on-one coaching, go ahead and reach out to me. That's fine. If you know that you like to do coaching for 6 months at least, that's fine. Reach out. Year, cool. Reach out, because it makes no sense to sit and just die and dry out. There's no wisdom in that. So get the help you need. And if I'm not your flavor, find your flavor. No excuses. Okay, let's keep moving. You can email me at lifeissanctuaryxp@gmail.com. Life is sanctuary, the letters XP@gmail.com. Reach out, get in touch. Let's talk. Social medias, all Malika K. Courtney, with the exception of Instagram and TikTok. And I'm not on TikTok that much, so Instagram is malikia.ladymolotov. That is my poet name. Yes, I am a spoken word artist, recording artist at that. And I say some mischievous things sometimes too. Very fun. I'm part of an international poetry collective called the Honey Drippers. Fun stuff, okay? So get in there. Find a way into yourself. Let's go forward. Am I choosing a person out of clarity or loneliness? Answer the questions for yourself. Marriage is it's not a cure. I want folks to really understand that marriage is not a cure. It is a lot of folks looking for this marriage. I want to get married. I want to get married. For why? What do you want to get married for? And once you got into the ring and had the ceremony, it's been beautiful and wonderful. What's your plan for after that? Because it is not just to have a beautiful ceremony and have fun and have your friends over and and have all this wonderful sex without feeling judged or all the good stuff that goes with that. It's time to start looking at things with a mature eye. It's that time. Look at the world around us It is the time for maturity all over the freaking place. So please do make sure that that's a boat that you climb into. That's a wagon that you hitch to. And ride. Mature. Okay. What else I want to share? We're at 45 minutes. I'm like, I want to get through all these thoughts. It's like, okay, get it out, get it out, get it out. So let's take it back down to fidelity. Fidelity is not in place to restrict you. It is not. How do I say it? I would say it this way. In the Holy Bible, I remember reading this one scripture about pleasant boundaries and borders. I kind of look at fidelity like that. It is a pleasant boundary and border that you get to set. The trick is setting it honestly. And I find that sometimes folks are just afraid to ask for what they want and be clear and have it or explore it. Like, it's almost like I chose the gray and I'm going to stay in the gray. Or I chose the black, I'm going to stay in the black. I chose the white, I'm going to stay in the white. When the truth is, you are the person making the choices. And of course, how do you make a final decision if you've honestly not explored the choices that truly exist in you? And that is honest and that is fair. And there is no shame in any of that, whether it is family, whether it is work, whether it is romantic relationship. You're there, you're present. You have feelings, you have thoughts, you have emotions. You have the ability to communicate on whatever level you're on. Can that be improved? Absolutely. And I am a professionally trained speaker, as well as a life coach, as well as a performer. Get the picture? And I still know there is room for me to improve. And not only room, I pursue it every day. At least 10 minutes of improvement a day. At least 10 minutes. And I'm already blowing out 10 minutes when I do my meditation. Quit playing. So you have the choice. Because again, I've made the distinctions about choices and decisions in earlier podcasts. And I'm not about to teach that again right now. I encourage you to go back and binge. Go press play. 96 episodes of I don't have enough money to sit with a coach. Excused, because this is for the cost of your attention. You got to pay that, and you got to pay attention. Get the lessons, take the tools and the tips, put them to use. If the bones don't apply to you, what you do with the bones, you spit them out, and you keep it moving. Pick up what you need, apply it, and work it. This is not it is like a muscle. This is what it is. It is like a muscle. You work that muscle, you work that muscle, you work that muscle, and next thing you know, Popeye guns, let's go. So when you get the hint of the definition of the muscle that you're building from what you've learned from me, let me know. I love to celebrate wins. I love it when the lessons land and they're watered and the seed just sprouts and it grows and it grows and it becomes strong in you. That thrills me. It is one of my happy places. That's why we're having so many conversations, y'all, because folks call me and they're like, hey, listen, I did this and I did this. I was scared to do this and like it results in 24 hours. Yeah, because it works. When you work it, a lot of times I find that some of the things I'm doing is reminding in an organized fashion and creating systems and tech for folks to walk out in clarity. And also, some folks just need company along the journey, because when I'm asked what I do for work, I love people back to life. That is what I do. When I love what I do, I love who I get to do it with, and they love me back. And how do I know that? Because I ask. I want to make sure that I have loved them well, that I've equipped them well, and sent them right on back into their world to make the difference that they were born into this life to make. That's important. I feel like it's that time of day where everybody needs to get into their purpose. All these folks are doing all these things. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to explore. It's wonderful to create. I am a creator. I've created so many wonderful things and pass them along or share them with others. And they grow and they stand and they walk on their own. And it's beautiful, right? Same time, I do my best to make sure that when I'm creating, again, back to the values, again, back to the communication, right? I do my best to make sure that I am creating along my purpose, that it is aligned with who I am and what I came into this body, into this earth to perform, to do, to provide, to instill. Get it? These are clues. These are tips for you to take and to use. For real, go exploring. Hit your scientist. Have some fun. Hit your mischief maker. Learn who you are and love you. Love every bit and part and parcel of who you are. And take that love, let it grow full, and let it spill over and love the people around you. I don't think that's a lot to ask. It might be for some people, but I believe that you can do it. I believe that we are all capable of loving somebody and being kind to somebody and extending compassion, empathy, thought, humanity. I think we can do that. I don't believe that that's asking too much at the all. Okay, so let me see. So I sped through everything, and I'm gonna go back and see if there's anything that I missed that's kind of imperative. I think I've shared. Yeah. When I set my notes up, I don't know about y'all, how y'all do y'all's, but the thoughts be thought, and there's so much to be shared. There's so much, like we can really sit here and have a full-on master's class when it comes to fidelity and communication and character and values and showing up how you show up, who you are, knowing yourself. There is so much wonderful work in the water for those who are seekers, for those who are on the journey of growth. It's wonderful. It's not overwhelming, it is kind. And I find that it also adds ease to life. The better you know yourself, the easier you're able to move through life because you know who you are in this scenario. You know who you are in this picture. And you can fit you into the places where you fit, and you can remove yourself from the places that you don't much faster. It is a I swear it's a key and a tool, y'all. It really is. It really is. So I have had fun. I think I've shared all that I need to share about this subject tonight. And I encourage you to consider all of what was shared. I encourage you to go back and press play on this one because it's just, I rapid fire notes, you guys. So answer those questions for yourself. Get to exploring who you are and have fun with it. Be kind with yourself when you're going back through the resentments. I should equip you for that. Be prepared to be triggered. It's a resentment search. You about to be pissed off and mad. This does not mean call anybody that's involved. This does not mean start writing these 8-page, 7-page, 6-page, 14, 21-page letters to people. This ain't that. This is for your exploration only at this point. It is for you to understand what you resented, what bitterness is left behind, what hurt is present in your heart or in your body after relationships. And baby, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not talking just romantic ones. I'm talking family. Some of the largest wounds that I deal with clients is family. And then work too, okay? So go hunting. What the things that you are holding are in your body, like for real. And a lot of the things that people hold on to for extended period of times is wreaking havoc, is wreaking sickness in your body, is wreaking drain on your energy, it's wreaking disruption in your thought processes and your emoting. Do your work. When you do your resentment search, introspection, please surround yourself with the things that bring you ease. I love tea. I drink tea dang near constantly, y'all. And it is a soothing thing for me, okay? I know which flavors I like. I know the temperature and the honey that I want in to get the picture. So when I'm doing difficult introspections, I know just to give myself a little something that'll help balance it out, that I can focus to the sound of the spoon stirring, a little chime here, a 528, a 963, a 147 tones, okay? What do you need to bring with you when you go digging in your heart? Okay? Because that's what you're doing. You're digging in your heart. What do you need that's going to help keep you in reality? Because you're not experiencing it anymore. You're going through it in your memory. The memory don't know the difference. The brain is like, this is happening again. It really is not. So what can you do to keep yourself reminded? Openly, clearly, awareness, and honest. Hey, listen, I'm walking through a memory. This is not happening right now. I am only reflecting, so I don't have to feel the height of anything that happened. All right? I can stand by as the watcher and watch this play out and take my notes and understand better. I can go clean it up for my folks who move in the spirit, and you know who I'm talking to and what I'm talking about. You can clean it up while you're walking through it in that realm. I'm gonna say it that way. If you know, you know. For my folks who are just novice, what can you take with you into that exercise that's gonna help you stand back into your reality when you're complete? Something that's gonna keep you soothed and calm while you're looking back through things, because meddling in the past is meddling in the past. All right, it's still meddling. And I encourage you to meddle as much as you need to. Now, my folks who are more advanced, who can sit and go, okay, I find that this resentment is sitting in my body and it's right here. I can feel it. This person comes to mind when I think of them. This event comes to mind when I think of it. This scent comes to mind when I think of it. I'm going to clear it right now. For those who are advanced and can do. All right? Clear immediately. Jose Rodriguez, he says it best, and I love saying it the way he says it. Healing does not take time. It takes awareness. Now you have to take the time to be aware. All right? So move accordingly as you have equipped yourself thus far to do. Where you find yourself is where you find yourself. There's no good or bad in that or indifferent. It just is. And it's okay. All right? Okay. Point is made. You are equipped. You have the ability to press replay once I send it up. Like I have to wait for it to load and all that stuff. And then I'll put it public and you can access it. Do access it. Do your work, y'all. Okay, on to the fun things. Episode 100 is coming. Episode 100 is coming. I am debating what fun hair I'm going to wear. I am debating the fun topics I'm going to have. I'm also going to, I was asked to return to Blast and share the podcast over there for the month of March. And I am going to do that. So it'll be the Blast Company family over here, the SXP family. And we'll have our fun and our meetups and interviews and all the rest of that. So please do plan to be present. I am powerfully inviting you to be present for episode 100 of SXP Metamorphosis 365 podcast, growth podcast to be exact. Okay, thanks for being here. I appreciate your attention and your time. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to share this with you, and I hope that it helps. And as you apply it and it does help, please do let I know. Thank you very much. Malika K. Courtney, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye. And thanks, partner, for handling chat. I appreciate it. And hold up before I push this button. Wait a minute for a second. Team trying to see the little letters. All right. Bye, y'all.